Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudhana Govinda. Okay. Oh, already unmuted. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, all of you remember what we saw yesterday? Can any of you tell what did we see yesterday? In just in 1 or 2 lines. What is the sloka about 7.14 we saw? Very important sloka. That's also your memory verse. What is the basic?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
So Krishna is telling Arjuna like his this material energy is also divine energy of Krishna, and it is difficult to overcome.
Already I have
So
opened it.
yeah, so in the purport, yeah, it was explained like only by taking shelter of
How to overcome
pure
it?
devotee spiritual master, one has to take surrender and take shelter, then he can overcome this. And this is also, you explained yesterday, like this energy, material energy is also Krishna's energy. So it is spiritual only, but she acts on the order of Krishna. So once a living entity he surrenders to Guru or Krishna, Guru and Krishna, then the material energy acts in sync, means is very happy so that the living entity who uh, means he's serving, trying to serve Krishna, because material energy also serving Krishna. So then Krishna orders the material energy to remove this entanglement. Means, so then the living entity comes to its original constitutional position.
Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. So we are picking the Ishopanishad mood again. So, yes, very, very nice. Actually, directly in the sloka, Krishna is telling, by surrendering unto me, you can come out of Maya. But when Krishna is directly there, immediately we can surrender. But otherwise, how do we learn how to surrender? His spiritual master teaches us. So, by surrendering to spiritual master, he'll instruct us how to surrender. Then, by the instruction, we are easily overcoming. Very good. So, it is about surrendering to Krishna. Okay. So, let us go back here. So, this divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. We also saw that one more point, very nicely you explained everything, what I told you. One more is we are superior energy, marginally superior to inferior energy. But why still it is overcome or conditioned? Marginal energy become conditioned by external energy is because the external energy is cooperatively working with the Supreme Lord and submissively serving the Lord. That is why she becomes more powerful than the living entity, which is, even though it's spiritual and marginal energy, higher energy, but still it become conditioned because of this character. So, but those who surrender unto me can easily overcome beyond it. Now, Krishna is going to tell, see here, he is going to tell four kind of people who will not surrender to Krishna and four kind of people who will surrender to Krishna. He is also going to tell how a pure devotee will anyway save everybody, including those who surrender, those who don't surrender. Everybody is going to be saved by the pure devotee. So let us, that is in the purport it is coming. So let us see this. The divine energy of mind consisting of three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Those miscreants, four kinds of miscreants he is going to list now, who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, who partake of the atheistic nature of demons. They do not surrender unto me. So four people, four kind of people will not surrender. That is the grossly foolish, and Naradama, Maya Abhagrita Jnana. What is that? Chaturvida Bhajanti Mam. That is next one. In this, Namam Dushkritino Mudo. So Namam Dushkritina. This is Dushkritina. Muda. Prabhatyante Naradama. Nara Adama. Nara means mankind. Adama means lowest. Uttama means highest. Adama means lowest. So, grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. Maya apakrita jnana. Apakrita means stealing. Apakrita. So, Maya apakrita jnana. So, their knowledge is stolen by Maya. And those demonic nature, asurim bhavam. These four people will not surrender unto Krishna. Next, in the 16th verse, he is telling four people who will surrender to Krishna. O best among Bharatas, four kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desirer of wealth, the inquisitive, and who is searching for knowledge of the absolute. These four people will surrender to Krishna. It's a package now, these four verses. And then, of course, not four, the 6 verses are a package. First, explanation about material energy and how material energy is very powerful, what it comprises of. Then, how one can overcome this material energy. And 4 people by surrendering. The 4 people who will not surrender, 4 people who will surrender. And then, of these, the one in full knowledge, who is always engaged in pure devotional service, is the best. For I am very dear to him, and he's in the 4 kind of people who are rendering devotional service. The last one who's really searching after the original, who is God, and trying to reach God, especially by devotional service. He is very dear to Krishna. He is very dear. I am very dear to him, and he is very dear to me. Means we are searching after Krishna. So all these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous soul, but those who are situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like myself, and being engaged in my transcendental service is sure to attain me in the topmost, attain me, the highest and most perfect goal. Krishna is the Gadi. Gadi Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi, Nivasa Saranam Suhrt. So Arjuna is giving a big list in which the first word he is using is Gati, the shelter. Bharta, the protector and provider. Prabhu, of course, the taking care, the in charge or the maintainer. Kadi Bharta, Prabhu Sakshi, he is the witness. Nivasa, Nivasa means residence. His lotus feet give such a residence. See a person who's traveler, who's very, very tired. When he comes home, he'll be so happy and he'll be relaxed. Same way, Krishna's feet is called also Nivasa. Nivasa Saranam Suhrit. There is a friend also, a place where you can take shelter. This is Arjuna later describes this, but here basically we have to understand Krishna is the only goal, and all these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous, situated in knowledge and considered as their own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service is sure to. So devotee is very dear. Here where it is starting, but actually let us see here 4 kind of people who will surrender, 4 kind of people who will not surrender to Krishna. Surrendering to Krishna is the solution. Surrendering to Krishna is the solution for coming out of the material nature. So here directly if you see Krishna telling this, Surrender to Krishna. But how to surrender to Krishna? If you tell a materialistic person, maximum he can think of is he will go and offer one namaskar or obeisances. He will offer an obeisances and he will feel satisfied thinking, I surrender. But surrender is something lot more than that. Just physically putting your body down. Of course, that is very beautiful devotional service that has to be done. But that is not enough for surrender. So those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, I'm sharing the screen, right? You're able to see, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So please repeat Bhagavad Gita 7.15. Namam dushkritino muda
Namah
prabatyante naradama maya abakrita jnana
Maya
asuram bhavamashrita.
Asuram
Translation: those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. So I'll tell you Ashura, Asura, Ashirum Bhavam Ashrita. Ashraya, like that we are using Ashrita. So those who are taking the Bhava of Ashuras, they and Maya Abhagrita Jnana, whose Maya has stolen the Jnanam. And Prabhadyante, here Naradama, Nara Adama. Nara means mankind, Adama means lowest of mankind. And Dushkritino, grossly, Muda, grossly foolish. And Dushkritino Muda. So, grossly foolish, Dushkritino Muda, Naradama, lowest of mankind, Maya Apagrada Jnana, the one knowledge is stolen by Maya, and Ashurim Bhavam Ashrita. Now, in the purport, Prabhupada is going to explain each one of this separately. You should know why certain set of people, it's not that Krishna is simply scolding by using some words. So everything has a meaning. He is typically mentioning about a particular group of people whose behavior pattern is like that. Either the behavioral pattern is taking shelter like an ashuric mood, and otherwise the Maya has stolen the jnana like this. So this group, how to identify a person, which category he belongs to, especially those who don't surrender to Krishna, they are very atheistic in nature. Then we will see that this Asurim Bhavam is also atheistic in nature. So that in purport, Prabhupada will explain. Okay, somebody start reading.
It is said in Bhagavad Gita that simply by surrendering oneself unto the lotus feet of Supreme Personality Krishna, one can surmount the stringent laws of material nature. At this point, a question arises. How is it that educated philosophers, scientists, businessmen, administrators, and all the leaders of ordinary men do not surrender to the lotus feet of Krishna? All the powerful personality of Godhead, mukti, or liberation from the laws of material nature is sought by the leaders of mankind in different ways and with great plans and perseverance of a great many years and births. But if that liberation is possible by simply surrendering unto the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then why don't these intelligent and hardworking leaders adopt to this simple method? The Gita answers this question very frankly. Those really learned leaders of of society like Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, the Kumaras, Manu, Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Janaka, Prahlada, Bali, and later on Mahavacharya, Ramanujacharya, Sri Chaitanya, and many others who are faithful philosophers, politicians, educators, scientists, etc. Surrender to the lotus feet of the Supreme Person, all powerful authority. Those who are not actually philosophers, scientists, educators, administrators, etc., but who pose themselves as such for material gain do not accept the plan or path of the Supreme Lord. They have no idea of God. They simply manufacture their own worldly plans and consequently complicate the problem of material existence in their vain attempts to solve them. Because the material energy nature is so powerful, it can resist the unauthorized plans of the atheist and baffle the knowledge of planning commissions.
Okay, wait, we'll just have a quick look at it and then we will see the people, the four kinds of people. So, in Bhagavad Gita, in the previous verse, it simply said that, okay, you surrender to Krishna, that's all finished. And then what will happen? You will easily cross over the stringent law of material nature. Simply surrendering unto the lotus feet of Krishna alone, easily one can cross over. Easily, the word is used easily. Stringent law of material nature, it simply crossed by on. So at this point, a question arises. Then, see, simple people are taking shelter of Krishna and they are getting saved. But what is happening to this educated philosophers, scientists, businessmen, administrators, and all leaders or ordinary men, even leaders of ordinary men, do not surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna? How come it is possible? There's such a big formula, wonderful formula is there. Simply surrender to Krishna and you will come out of the clutches of modes of material nature. So why they are not surrendering to Krishna, the all-powerful personality of Godhead? The mukti or liberation from the law of material nature, everybody is behind mukti. But that is so is sought by the leaders of mankind in different ways with different plans. Everybody wants to cross the death. So persons build hospitals, they pay so much to the doctor. How much ever you pay to the doctor, can you not be dying? You tell the doctor that I will give you so many crores of rupees. Only thing is, I should not die. See to that I should not die. The doctor himself will die. How he is going to save? So people are actually, like Hiranyakashipu also did tapasya, that he should never die. So everybody is looking for a deathless life. Actually, when we get liberated from the material bondage, the only for the body there is birth, death, old age, disease. So if we become liberated, naturally we are going to live eternally. So in one sense, everybody is looking for mukti only. Mukti means liberation from the law of material nature. They don't want karma bandhana, everything. They want to be free. This is by different ways they are trying. So even Hiranyakashipu desired that he want to be deathless. What happened? The secret of why these people are not surrendering is also given in the next paragraph, which I am going to tell you now. Understand in a simple example that Hiranyakashipu wanted to become deathless. So what and all he did? First thing he did tapasya. When he asked so many boons from Brahma, it is almost equivalent to not dying. I should not be killed by animal, not human, not this, not that, not in the morning, not in the evening. Not, so many things, not inside, not outside, not by. So a big list he has given. So he is actually looking for deathlessness. But what is happening? And he has to struggle so much to withstand that deathlessness. He has to have securities, he has to have police officers, he used to have military strength, he used to have many machines, and still he has to struggle so much for protection, both of himself and the kingdom, despite that. But simply a small boy was born. He just got initiated by Narada Muni in the womb, and he is just born as a small 4-5-year-old boy. He is easily, without doing tapasya, he attained deathlessness. In the same house, there are two people, the father and the son. The father wanted deathlessness. He went and did a major tapasya. And very akanta tapasya he did, and then he got Brahma. Then he asked Varadan that I should not die. Then Brahma said, no, I will also die, so it is not possible for me to give. Ask me something else. So he gave a big list. So overall idea is he doesn't want to die. And he worked very hard for it. But Prahlad Maharaj was just born. He learned only devotional service to Krishna, nothing else. Chanting holy name like we do, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Narada Muni has actually initiated him, instructed him in the womb. So he is just coming and he is surrendered to Krishna, and naturally he gets deathlessness. So Hiranyakashipu is trying to throw him on top of the cliff mountain, and he is trying to make an elephant stamp on him. He is given poisonous milk and poisonous food. Anything he was done, he never died. So he easily attained deathlessness, which was actually hankered by Nrsimhadev. Sorry, Prahlad, sorry, Hiranyakashipu. So the father asked it, the son got it. The reason is father was atheistic, son was a devotee. That's all very, very simple to understand. So the same concept is here. The mukti or liberation, everybody in one sense doesn't want to get out of birth, death, old age, disease. They want to permanently live. So they want to liberate themselves from this. The law of material nature is very stringent. You cannot be free. So with the great plans for a perseverance, for a great many years of births. But if the liberation is possible by simply surrendering at the feet of Krishna, personality Godhead, then why don't these intelligent and hardworking leaders adopt this simple method? Why can't they simply surrender to Krishna and attain it? Instead of going and do so much tapasya, this, that, and all, simply by surrendering to Krishna, one can attain it. Why can't they do it? So in Bhagavad Gita, the answer is also given very nicely. Prabhupada is telling very frankly. Those really learned leaders of society, very top leaders of the society, very learned. Brahma. Brahma is the first created being, and he has the complete knowledge of creation. So Brahma, Shiva, Kapila, Kumaras, Manu, Vyasa, Devala, Asita, Janaka, Prahalada, Bali, and later Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All these people, if you see, they are either great philosopher, politician, educator. They were also from material world. They were working. Like some are Janaka Maharaj and all were very, very wonderful king. At the same time, he's fully surrendered to Krishna. So the educators, scientists, etc., surrender into the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. We are seeing that they are all getting going and surrendering to Supreme Authority. But those who are not actually philosophers, scientists or educators or administrators, they are not actually, but they pose themselves as such a great persons, do not accept the plan or path of the Supreme Lord. So they have no idea, they simply manufacture their own worldly plans. The problem is they manage like Hiranyakashipu, they try to manage their own worldly plans. And they complicate the problem of material existence in their useless attempt to solve them. Because material energy is so powerful. It can resist unauthorized plan of the atheist and baffle the knowledge of planning commission. So what she does is, the material energy is very powerful. She tolerates such foolish plans. She knows that that plan won't work. There is sometime people used to say, Mastaji, there is master plan here, they say. In Mayapur, somebody draws a drawing about the temple area or the gates and everything. Oh, you have drawn a master plan. So I used to ask, who is that exact master? Master is Gauranga. His plan only will work like that. So they have no idea of God, these people, and they are not interested to know God, or they are atheistic in nature, so they are not able to utilize the opportunity of hearing about Krishna alone is enough for liberation. So if they just camp and just listen a bit, they are saved from greatest danger of impersonalism. So what they do is, they really don't have the idea of God, why they are not able to surrender. They simply manufacture their own worldly plans. Okay, like this we will do, like that we will do. They will do diplomatic plan to solve the problem. So because material energy is so powerful, it can resist the unauthorized plan of the atheist and baffle the knowledge of planning commission. So the material energy is very powerful, so she will see which is favorable for the devotee, which is not favorable, and she'll also act accordingly. Because we will anyway be okay. Now, these 4 kinds of people are there. Okay, read it. First you read and let us finish it, and then we'll see. Continue reading.
The atheistic plan maker are described herein by the word dushkritinaha, or miscreants. 3. Kriti means one who has performed meritorious work. Atheist, the atheist plan makers is sometimes very intelligent and meritorious also because they because any gigantic plan, good or bad, must be intelligent to execute. But because the atheist brain is improperly utilized in opposing the plan of Supreme Lord, the atheistic plan maker is called Duskriti, which indicates that his intelligence and efforts are misdirected. In the Gita, it is clearly mentioned that material energy works fully under the direction of the Supreme Lord. It has no independent authority. It works as the shadow moves in accordance with movements of the object. But still, material energy is very powerful, and the atheist, due to his godly temperament, cannot know how it works, nor can he know
Godless temperament.
godless temperament cannot know due to his godless temperament cannot know how it works, nor can he know the plan of the Supreme Lord under illusion and modes of passion and ignorance. All his plans are baffled, as in the case of Hiranyakashipu and Ravana, whose plans were smashed to dust, although they were both materially learned as scientists, philosophers, administrators, and educators. These Duskritnas and or miscreants are of four different patterns as outlined below. The Mudas are those who are grossly foolish, like hardworking beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labor by themselves and so do not want to part with them for the supreme. The typical example of the beast of burden is the ass. The humble beast is made to work very hard by his master. The ass does not really know for whom he works so hard day and night. He remains satisfied by filling his stomach with a bundle of grass, sleeping for a while under fear of being beaten by his master, and satisfying his sex appetite at the risk of being repeatedly kicked by the opposite party. The ass sings poetry and philosophy sometimes, but this braying sound only disturbs others. This is the position of foolish fruity workers who does not know from whom he should for whom he should work. He does not know that karma action is meant for yajna sacrifice. Most often, those who work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties say that they have no time to hear the immortality of living being. To such mudas, material gains which are restrictable or lives all in all, despite the fact that the mudas enjoy only a very small fraction of the fruit of labor. Sometimes they spend sleepless days and nights for fruitive gain. And although they may have ulcers and or indigestion, they are satisfied with practically no food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefit of illusionary masters. Ignorant of their real master, the foolish workers waste their valuable time serving mammon. Unfortunately, they never surrender to the supreme master of all masters, nor do they take time to hear of him. From the proper sources, the swine who eat the night soil do not care to accept sweet meats made of sugar and ghee. Similarly, the foolish workers will untiringly continue to hear of the sense enjoyable tidings of the flickering mundane world but we'll have very little time to hear about the eternal living force that moves the material world.
Okay, so wait. So we saw the first character is Namam Dushkritino Muda. Dushkriti. Dushkriti means activity. Dushkriti, like say Sukriti, we say. Dushkriti. Dush means bad. Dushta. So Dush means bad. So Dushkriti means bad activity. So he is very busy, not ready to listen anything spiritual. And the busyness is the self-created job. In this world, people create some job which is totally useless. And people say that I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And when somebody tries to bring some spirituality, they say that, wait, I'm busy. Like this, they die. So this kind of fools are being described here. We'll come back to this. We'll have a lot of discussion over this. So Namam Dushkritino Muda. There is another Dushkriti is explained here. One second. No, it's coming here. Okay. You read this one paragraph. One and the next small paragraph. Yeah. Dushkriti
Another
Namam
class
Dushkritino Mudo.
Another class of Duskriti or miscreant is called the Naradhama or the lowest of mankind. Nara means human
Wait, they
being.
have gone into Naradama. We'll come back here. Then we'll finish the Dushkriti and come back.
Okay.
So the Mudas, Namam Dushkritino Muda. That is the first grossly foolish people. And they are very hardworking animals. Like sometime you see that there is a washerman. And the washerman will put such a big burden on top of the donkey. Ass. Ass is another name for donkey. So put all the burden on top of the ass and let it be walking and walking and walking. And both sides of the road will be green grass. There is no rope tied to his nose or whatever it is. The donkey is totally left free. But a burden is kept. And even if it wants to take a little rest, it cannot take. He'll work very, very hard. There is no time to take any rest. At the destination, the owner will give a little grass. The grass was on both the sides of the road throughout the journey. If the donkey wants, it can go. But it seriously thinks, I am a donkey and he is my owner and he will give me food. I will eat only that food, even though the food is available everywhere. Sometimes in front of that ass, the person who is riding the donkey cannot be controlled like a horse or a bull, where there is a rope tied to the nose and if you pull it left and right, it's like that steering wheel. And accordingly, the cow will move left or right. It will sit, it will stand, all activity it will do. What I was telling. Cow or a horse will do obediently, but for an ass, we cannot do that because it won't obey anyway. It will be looking here and there. So what they do is to make it move. Somebody wants to travel on the donkey. They take a stick. The end of the stick, they tie a carrot. And what they do, they sit on top of the donkey. And in between the ears on top of the head, they will send the stick in which the carrot is hanging. So the donkey will see that in front of the eye, suddenly a carrot has come. So what it will do, it will try to eat the carrot. So it will start walking towards the carrot. But actually the person who has tied the carrot and hanging is just sitting on the donkey and he wants it to move. So in the context of taking that carrot, it will start moving. So you want to turn left, he will push the carrot to the left. You want to turn right, then he will push it to the right. And looking at the carrot, it will keep going left, right, left, right. Not without that food, it cannot be attracted. And once it reaches the destination, The carrot, he will take the carrot and safeguard it for the next day. The donkey won't get the forest, won't get the carrot back, but still it will be very sincerely working. So this same way, the Mudas are those who are grossly foolish. They are hardworking beasts of burden. They want to enjoy the fruits of the labor by themselves. This is the main point. Anything we do, we want the result to all for ourselves. And of course, you're so proud that you're the person who's dispersed it. But you should really be careful where you are investing, where you're dispersing. So they want to enjoy themselves and do not want to part with them for the Supreme. For Lord, they need to give up something, so they don't want it. So the best example of the beast of burden is the ass. The ass is given here the best example. So this beast means animal, okay, is made to work very hard by his master. So the ass does not really know for whom he is working day and night, not very clear. One day one person will bring the carrot, another day another person will bring. What I'm telling. So the master makes it work very, very hard, but he won't actually award it that much. So day and night he will work. He remains satisfied by filling the stomach with a bundle of grass. And the night he will give a little bit grass, he'll eat the grass. The full day he will be walking behind the carrot. The night when he comes back, even he won't get the juicy carrot. It will be taken and kept it for tomorrow's journey. And then he will be given a little grass in the corner. Bundle. He is going to just fill it with this whatever grass it is. And maybe the master will beat me like that. Always he is fearful. Then he will also fulfill his sex appetite, and means a regular, normal, materialistic person who is telling that I don't have time for Krishna consciousness. He is called an ass or a donkey. So Bhagavatam also mentions them as donkeys. Because not scolding, but they have the characteristics of donkey. So they are said to be donkeys. But it doesn't mean that, okay. So but this brain means the donkey will make a noise. That is the only thing which may disturb others. Otherwise, he'll quietly be sitting like a human being. So that is why. But the braying sound is only disturb others. In this position, the foolish fruity worker who does not know to whom he should work, so we seriously think the owner is the only master. So any activity or karma is meant for sacrifice, not I'm busy. You know, the word businessman derived from busy man. Busy man is equal to business, like this. So they will be so busy with nothing. Okay, you're doing so many things. Why can't you do a little bit yajna or devotional service also? They are not interested. So more often, those work very hard day and night to clear the burden of self-created duties. So these duties are self-created duty. Those who have taken to work hard day and night to clear the burden of self-related duty say that they have no time to hear the immortality of living being. To such mood as materialistic gain, which is destructible, life is all in all. So the Mudas, they enjoy only a small fraction of the fruit of labor, like ass. Sometimes they spend a sleepless night and sleepless day and night for fruitive gain, although they may have ulcer or indigestion. They are satisfied with the practicality of the food. They are simply absorbed in working hard day and night for the benefits of illusory master. So overall idea is the master, the worthy master, is he there or not? No, it is a big question. Except for Krishna, there is no master. So if they surrender unto the Supreme Master, they can just come out of it, but they will never ever come out. So that is Maya, sorry, what is that? Nama Dushkritino Muda. Dushkriti Muda. Okay, read the next.
Another class of Duskriti or miscreant is called the Naradama or the lowest of mankind. Nara means human being and Adama means the lowest. Out of the 84 lakhs different species of living beings, there are 40 lakhs human species. Out of these, there are numerous lower forms of human life that are mostly uncivilized. The civilized human beings are those who have regulative principles of social, political, and religious life. Those who are socially and politically developed but who have no religious principles must be considered Naradamas. Nor is religion without God religion, because the purpose of following religious principle is to know the supreme truth and man's relation with him. In the Gita, the personality of Godhead clearly states that there is no authority above him and that he is the supreme truth. The civilized form of human life is meant for man's reviving the lost consciousness of his eternal relation with the supreme truth, the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, who is all powerful. Whoever loses this stance is classified as a Naradama. We get information from revealed scriptures that when the baby is in the mother's womb, an extremely uncomfortable situation, he prays to God for deliverance and promises to worship Him alone as soon as he gets out. To pray to God when he is in difficulty is a natural instinct in every living being because he is eternally related with God. But after his deliverance, the child forgets the difficulties of birth and forgets his deliverer, also being influenced by Maya, the illusory energy. It is the duty of the guardians of children to revive the divine consciousness dormant in them. The 10 processes of reformatory ceremonies, as enjoined in the Manusmriti, which is the guide to religious principles, are meant for reviving God consciousness in the system of Varnashrama. However, no process is strictly followed now in any part of the world, and therefore 99.9% of the population is Naradama. Mataji, can you scroll? The whole population becomes Naradama, naturally all their so-called education is made null and void by the all-powerful energy of physical nature. According to the standard of the Gita, a learned man is he who sees on equal terms the learned Brahmana, the dog, the cow, the elephant, and the dog eater. That is the vision of a true devotee. Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is the incarnation of Godhead as Divine Master, delivered the typical Naradamas, the brothers Jagai and Madai, and showed how the mercy of a real devotee is bestowed upon the lowest of mankind. So the Naradama, who is condemned by the personality of Godhead, can again revive his spiritual consciousness only by the mercy of a devotee. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in propagating the Bhagavata Dharma or activities of the devotees, has recommended that people submissively hear the message of the personality of Godhead. The essence of this message is Bhagavad Gita. The lowest amongst human beings can be delivered by this submissive hearing process only, but unfortunately, they even refuse to give an oral reception to these messages, and what to speak of surrendering to the will of the Supreme Lord. Naradamas, or the lowest mankind, willfully neglect the prime duty of the human being. Shall I read?
Yeah, wait. So now Dushkritina visa. Kriti means activity, Dushkriti means unnecessary, useless activity, not interested in hearing anything about Krishna. And they are very busy, and materialistic advancement, which is naturally temporary, and they create some self-made work and they engage themselves in the self-made work and claim that they really don't have time. So they are very, very foolish, and they are so dushkritino muda. So there are 4 kind of dushkritya. Those dushkriti means useless people and useless activity people. And first is muda we saw. Now we will see nama dushkrita muda pravatyante naradama. So this nara adama means so-called education has made the null and void by all powerful energy of physical nature. So according to the standard of Gita, a learned man, who is a learned man? You see, Pandita Samadarshina, Prapnuvanti Mahatmanah. No, what is that? You had a Magap sloka, no? What is that? Pandita Samadarshina. So the Pandita is going to see the dog eater, everybody as Paramatma is equally situated in everybody's heart, and everybody is the marginal energy of the Lord. So this vision will be there in him. So this is the real learned person, not that padalika hai. They know to read and write. Basically, reading and writing, immediately they declare him is a collector. Because he know to read and write, and there are some, what is the capital of India, what is the capital of Italy, some UPSC preparation, something. Then this guy will mug up, and pass, and then he becomes a collector. Like this. So their so-called education is made null and void, where these kind of people, we don't consider them to be learned men. The original learned man is the one who can see equal in terms of beyond the bodily concept. He has to see the Brahmana, dog, cow, the elephant, dog eater, everybody to be equal. So that is the vision of a true devotee. So Sri Nityananda Prabhu is also known as incarnation of God, as Divine Master, delivered the typical Naradamas. Very, very important. Jagai and Madai. And they are considered Nara Adama, the lowest of the mankind. So the Naradama, who is condemned by the personality of Godhead, can again revive his spiritual consciousness only by the mercy of devotee. See, in between, how nice is this? Just make a note of this. What is that? 4 kind of Krishna is now telling. Who is speaking Bhagavad Gita? Krishna is telling. So in Krishna tells that you surrender unto him. We don't know how to surrender unto him. So in purport, Prabhupada is telling that you can approach a spiritual master. He will guide you how to surrender unto him. In this way, surrendering to spiritual master, also surrendering to the spiritual master's duty is to make you surrender to Krishna. And when you do that by a proper channel, authoritatively do it, the process works. And really that surrendering will start happening, and really will start getting reciprocations from Krishna. In this way, okay, fine. Now, 4 kind of nasty people who will not surrender. Krishna very clearly declares that these people doesn't surrender unto me. But in the purport, Prabhupada is writing, there are 4 kind of people. Muda, Naradama, Maya Bhagrata Jnana, Ashurim Bhavam Asrita. So this kind of people in the Naradama, Prabhupada is telling that Sri Nityananda Prabhu is the incarnation of Godhead as Divine Master, delivered typical Naradamas, the brother Jagai and Madai. Not only Jagai and Madai, actually many people they delivered, but Jagai and Madai are considered to be the most worst people ever existing. But he showed him mercy. So when the real devotee is bestowed upon the low, showed how the mercy of a real devotee is shown on the mankind, lowest of mankind. So the Naradama, who is condemned by the personality of Godhead, can again revive his spiritual consciousness only by the mercy of a devotee. Not said, Prabhuji, we want mercy of all the devotees show me mercy. Of course, all the devotees should bless. All the fellow devotees, whenever we get initiated, we want them to chant Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Yes, but actually, specifically, a devotee is mentioned here. So when a pure devotee, it's when Sakti Avesh, when Supreme Personality of Godhead is empowering his devotee and sending. So that devotee is so powerful, that individual devotee is so powerful that he can revive the spiritual consciousness even of a Naradama. Where actually Supreme Personality of Godhead has already condemned. Krishna has condemned. Most of us will not fall into the category where Krishna will accept us. Otherwise, Krishna appeared 5,000 years ago. Still you are sitting here, which actually means what? Why didn't Krishna take you and go back home, back to God? We are in the same universe, born again and again and again. Why you didn't go? Why you are sitting here? So Krishna has certain people whom he is condemning. But actually Gaur Nitai is not condemning. They are forgiving and again Uddar, delivering them. This is the speciality of Gaur Nitai. So here Nityananda Prabhu is quoted again. So even if somebody is condemned by the Supreme Lord, can revive spiritual consciousness by the mercy of a devotee. As a great devotee as Nityananda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj, Prabhupada, like that. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while propagating the Bhagavad Dharma or activities of devotees, have recommended that people submissively hear the message of personality of Godhead. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he is propagating Bhagavad Dharma or activities of devotees. And he is asking us to sit and listen the message of personality of Godhead. So what do? We sit and listen Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was there in this world till the time Krishna was here. 5,000 years ago, Bhagavad Gita came. When writing Mahabharata itself. Who generally reads? Except ISKCON devotees, nobody reads. Seriously. Do anybody read? No, in some sloka, some people, some aunties may sit and they may mug up like that Bhagavad Gita slokas. But nobody is really interested in what is actually Krishna saying. The message of the Supreme Personality of God, they are not interested. So there are two messages which we are double mercy we getting. One is Krishna Katha, which is Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. One Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna and Bhagavatam is spoken about Krishna. But more than that, we also have Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. Lord Chaitanya is Bhagavan himself. So even you want to hear the activity of the Supreme Lord, you can both hear the activity of Krishna and the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Both are equally powerful, equally transforming. So the essence of this message is in the Bhagavad Gita. So the Krishna's message, where can I find? It's in the Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Dharma is promoting, but the lowest among the man cannot be delivered by this submissive hearing process only. Because they are not ready to hear, they don't want to hear. But unfortunately, they can easily be delivered. Easily be delivered. Simply by submissive hearing. But unfortunately, they even refuse to give up oral reception of the message. See, when you go and make someone want to chant, it's a big effort because that person has to open the mouth. He is speaking 1,000 things a day, morning till night, speaking. But only when it comes to chant Hare Krishna Mantra, this guy is so busy, he doesn't want to chant, he'll escape. But is he deaf and dumb? No, he's not dumb. He's chanting, he's speaking so many words in a day. But he reserves himself only for chanting. So it's an extra effort from this guy. So more easier than chanting is making the person hear, because mouth can be shut, the eyes can be shut, but the ears are wide open. So if in the sound vibration in that area, transcendental sound vibration is vibrated, then certainly it will have effect on that fellow. So this hearing process only, but it's so easy. There's no lid for the ear. But unfortunately, they even refuse to give oral reception to this message. What to speak of surrendering to the will of the Supreme Lord? They are not ready to see. Surrendering to the will of the Supreme Lord comes later, but not ready to even listen. So what they do, they are Naradama, the Naradama, slaves of mankind, willfully neglecting the prime duty of the human being. So the third type of Dushkriti is Maya Apagrita Jnana. Read it.
The next class of Dushkriti is Maya ya Bharata Jnana, or those persons whose erudite knowledge has been nullified by the influence of illusory material energy. They are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poets, literati, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them and therefore they disobey the Supreme Lord. There are a great number of Maya ya Bharata Jnana at the present moment, even amongst the scholars of the Bhagavad Gita. In the Gita, in plain and simple language, it is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to or greater than him. He is mentioned as the father of Brahma, the original father of all human beings. In fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. He is the root of the impersonal Brahman, and Paramatma, the supersoul in every entity, is his plenary portion. He is the fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto his lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, the Maya Bharata Jnana deride the personality of the Supreme Lord and consider him merely another human being. They do not know that the blessed form of human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. All the unauthorized interpretations of the Gita by the class of Mayaya Bharatanana outside the purview of the Parampara system are so many stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual understanding. The deluded interpreters do not surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna, nor do they teach others to follow this principle. Mataji, can you scroll
Yeah.
down?
No, next topic. Ashuram Bhavam. We'll discuss this and then you can read. So the next class of Dushkriti is Mayaya Apagrita Jnana. Generally, Prabhupada mentions in many places Maya Apagrita Jnana, Bhagavatam and all. Mayaya Apakrita Jnana, Maya Apakrita Jnana. So what is this? Apakrita, Apaharanam means actually stealing. So Maya Apakrita Jnana means the one who's stolen, whose intelligence is stolen by Jnana is, or the stolen by, knowledge is stolen by the Maya. So how the Maya steals the intelligence? They are mostly very learned fellows, great philosophers, poets, literary persons, scientists, etc. But the illusory energy misguides them, and therefore they disobey the Supreme Lord. So the way the Maya is misguiding also we will see. There are a great number of Maya Apakrita Jnana at the present moment, Prabhupada is telling. Many people whose intelligence is stolen by Maya. So even among the scholars of Bhagavad Gita, within the scholars, especially the impersonalists, claim that Maya is superior to Krishna because they say that Krishna undergoes Maya. So in the Gita, the plain and simple language is stated that Sri Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There is none equal to him. Full evidence is given. So Brahma is the original father of human being, and in fact, Sri Krishna is said to be not only the father of Brahma, but also the father of all species of life. So like this. So Krishna Supreme Lord, nobody is equal to Asama Urdhva. Asama Urdhva is nobody as Sama Urdhva. There is nobody equal or greater than him. So the super soul in every living entity is Krishna's plenary portion and is fountainhead of everything, and everyone is advised to surrender unto Krishna's lotus feet. Despite all these clear statements, Maya Apakrita Jnana derives the personality of the Lord, considering him merely another human being. So first thing, what is the characteristic of this Maya Apakrita? So the intelligence is stolen, which actually means they know that the devotees live in Mayapur. Okay. Why I'm telling this? There's an example which came, I told. Yeah. And there is a possibility that they consider Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as an ordinary person, powerful person, a good saint, a good man, but actually Supreme Lord. So Krishna is also telling in Bhagavad Gita that the foolish people in another place, that the foolish people, they think Krishna to be an ordinary person. They think Krishna to be ordinary person, especially Duryodhana and all. Krishna was present. It's not that everybody knew Krishna as Supreme Lord. Krishna was in this planet. He was a very famous king and he roamed around many places. He was primarily charioteer of Arjuna in Mahabharata war. So he made everything happen. Still Dhritarashtra or Krishna or Duryodhana was not able to identify Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they were not able to find out. So they do not know. Some people purposely, they don't want to know. They're not interested to know. That is what we saw in the previous two. And here, the Mayavadis, they say that Krishna is also under illusion. So all these people, this Mayavadi and all, they are Maya Abhakrita Jnana. All unauthorized interpretation of the Gita by the class of Maya Abhakrita Jnana outside the purview of Parampara system. So many stumbling blocks on the path of spiritual understanding. The deluded interpreters do not surrender unto lotus feet of Krishna. So who is interpreting and presenting? They do not know that the blessed form of the human life, blessed form of the human life is designed after the eternal and transcendental feature of the Supreme Lord. So if somebody visits Mayapur, they go and have the deity darshan. Like that, they go there. The form of the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord they see. This is a great blessing for a human form. Nothing to be feel ashamed of. So, but the Mayavadi is actually Maya Abhakrita Jnana. He considers Supreme Lord to be material. Supreme Lord is undergoing the influence of Maya. Maya is more powerful than Krishna. Then Maya must be God. How Krishna is God? Like this. So outside the Parampara system, unauthorized, many Maya Bhakrita Jnana classes, Gita classes are given. But it's not inside ISKCON, Parampara system. But outside the Parampara system, all these bogus philosophies have come. So many stumbling blocks on the spiritual understanding. The deluded interpreters do not surrender unto the lotus because they confuse everybody. So they don't actually surrender to Krishna, nor do they teach others to follow this principle. Okay. Now read this Dushkriti portion. Continue reading.
Last class of Dushkriti is called Ashruram Bhavam Ashritaha, or those of demonic principles. This class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon this material world, but they are unable to give any tangible reasons as to why not. There are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal future, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. Envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the atheists will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons, whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead, cannot surrender unto the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Sri Yamunacharya Alabandharao of South India said, "O my Lord, you are unknowable to persons involved with atheistic principles. Despite your uncommon qualities, features, and activities, despite your personalities being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures in the quality of goodness, and despite your being acknowledged by the famous authorities, renowned for their depth of knowledge in the transcendental science and situated in the godly qualities. Therefore, one, grossly foolish persons; two, the lowest of mankind; three, the deluded speculators; and four, the professed atheists, as above mentioned, never surrender unto the lotus feet of personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptural and authoritative advice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the fourth one is also the atheistic, the Dushkriti, the fourth Dushkriti is Ashuram Bhavam Ashrita. So those who have taken shelter, Ashraya means shelter, Bhava means the mood, Ashuram Bhavam, demoniac mood or principles he has taken shelter of. So this class is openly atheistic. They just directly say that they are atheistic. The Asuras, when do you call someone as an Ashura? Is when he refuses the existence of God, then he is called an Ashura. So this class is openly atheistic. Some of them argue that the Supreme Lord can never descend upon the material world. But they are unable to give any tangible reason. Why not? Why not? Krishna can come here also. So there are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal feature, although the opposite is declared in the Gita. So they don't present the Gita as it is. They blabber and they just twist the Bhagavad Gita according to their own needs. For example, if somebody is declaring that the sun is setting is in west, he will make sure that it is proven. He'll make sure, even though it is setting in north, west, or southwest, or whatever it is, but this fellow will somehow try to prove that that is west only. So this is not genuine, right? So the idea is to make everybody submissive. That is not right. There are the supreme. There are others who make him subordinate to the impersonal feature. Although you know what I'm blabbering. Demons are typically atheistic. Okay. They don't accept that God doesn't undergo Maya. So they are actually envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The atheist will present. So the Gnostic directly showing that, okay, I'm an atheist. So he is envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The atheist will present a number of illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of the brain. Do you know anybody like that? Some incarnation. India is very famous for this. Can you think? There are many incarnations, especially in South India, claiming that they are Krishna, they are Durga. He is a man, but curly hair, he is no more there. That man was dressed like Durga. That man one day dresses like Krishna, like that and all. So there are people who created that illicit incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons, also some new incarnations have come. Like that Swami Narayan, very, very rich and big family mandir and so much money they have. I don't know where they are getting money, but actually there is nobody like they are drawing a person from Rajasthan, like he's looking like a farmer in the Rajasthan, and they are telling this is Swami Narayan, like that. They are building some temples and all, very rich temples. So they will create some incarnations manufactured in the factory of his brain. Such persons whose very principle of life is to decry the personality of God, it cannot surrender. So already he has decided to cheat the Lord by creating a duplicate. So even when Krishna was there, there was an atheist, and he used to bring, such person, what I'm telling, such persons who are such persons who are very principle of life is to decry the personality of Godhead, cannot understand, surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah. I was about to tell something and doing nothing. So there is a person called Yamunacharya Alabandar in South India. So he's one of the Alvars. Alvar is called Alabandar. They are the one who came to rule. Like we are calling in ISKCON all the sannyasis as Maharaj. So is he really Maharaja? He has a throne, he has a kingdom? No, still we call him. Same way this South India, they are called Alvars or Alabandar. Alabandar means Ala means Ala means ruling. Bandar means came to rule. So a person who came to rule Sri Yamunacharya, but he never sat in the throne or something. But just by spreading devotion, he became like Alvar. He is telling, oh my God, you are unknowable to persons involved in atheistic principles. Somebody is demoniac nature. So what is demoniac nature? Is it a family only? What is, can somebody say what generally, in simple sentence, one line only you should say. What do you think is demoniac nature?
No God, they say no God. God does not exist.
Very good. Very good. Anybody else? What is the technical name for that?
Atheist.
Yes. So basically atheist. If you take Prahlad Maharaj, he was born in demoniac family, but he accepted Krishna. Bali Maharaj, he accepted Vamanadev. Prahlad Maharaj accepted Narsingadev. So when they are, even though they are born in such a families, but still they were devotees, we never call them as Asuras. But the one who directly approaches the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually an atheist, and he is the one who is this Prabhatyantena, sorry, what is that? Demoniac Asurim Bhavam Ashrita. This Asura Bhava. Asura Bhava means negating the existence of God. Very, very simple to understand. The basic principle of atheism is the basic principle of this demoniac character. So Aminacharya is telling, oh my Lord, you are unable to note a person involved in the atheistic principle. So if somebody is an atheistic person, he will not even know, like Duryodhana, he never knew it is Krishna. So despite your uncommon qualities, you have uncommon qualities, features and activities. So despite of your personality being confirmed by all the revealed scriptures and quality of goodness, despite your being acknowledged by famous authorities, renowned in the depth of knowledge in the transcendental science, even though he has all these qualities, but still some people will act as if they never saw him. They never, means they don't want to acknowledge his existence. So this is typically Ashura Bhava. Whereas Prahlad Maharaj is not an Ashura, and Bali Maharaj is not an Ashura. And this boy, Ravi, sorry, this boy, what happened? So Krishna has such an attractive feature, very, very excellent, super excellent features. His activities are very, very excellent, and his quality is pure goodness. So, despite such wonderful, and many, many authorities have acknowledged his Supreme Personality of Godhead. Despite all these wonderful godly qualities and authorization by others, the demonic people still refuse to accept Krishna. So that is the fourth demoniac nature. Therefore, grossly foolish person, lowest of mankind, the deluded speculator, and the professed atheist, as above mentioned, never surrender into the lotus feet of personality of Godhead, in spite of all scriptures and authoritative advices. So there are many, many scriptures. There is spite of all other scriptural authority, other authorities, no advice they will take. Despite it is there, these four kind of people doesn't surrender unto Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or comments? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. As there are no more questions or comments, let us wind up here by offering our loving, respectful obeisances and to all the Vaishnava devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasideva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय, श्री महाराज की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय, जय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल. I'm really sorry. I'm not able to keep myself proper because I just returned from Julan, and like as I said, like continuously more than, no, what is the time? 10 o'clock. I got up in the morning like 4:30, like that. Till now, this moment, I'm only in the vertical position. What do they say? Vertical position. I've never been into just even 10-15 minutes. I didn't get rest. I'm really sorry for whatever. Forgive me. Hare Krishna.